Have you been looking for that front living room fifth wheel, but you haven't found it yet? Well, I think we have the coach just for you. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, here at Campers Inn in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm super excited to show you this front living room by the Alliance RV Company. This is the Paradigm 385 front living room. We're gonna go ahead and go through the outside for you, kind of feature benefit, and then we're gonna take you into the exciting part, which is the inside. So let's get started. Now, one thing nice about full profile fifth wheels is the fact that most of them can take a generator. You're typically a 5500 watt Onan or Yamaha, and most of them also come already prepped, ready to receive that generator. Also, you're gonna have an area for your batteries. Now, the one thing nice that what the Paradigm does is the way that they set this up for you, so you have all this nice big storage. You're gonna notice that this front door is much larger than any other fifth wheel out there. And it's gonna give you more storage space for other items that you might wanna be putting up front here. Now, for those of you that may have had a fifth wheel before, you know that it's very critical to have your electronics for taking this up off of the truck, also as well as in the right position for you to level your camper. Now with this camper, you're able to do it remotely as well, but being it right here, this way here, as you're lowering it onto your fifth wheel, onto your truck, or taking it off, you're right here where you can see it. You're not back here and you're not having to go back and forth. So great location for this keypad to be. Next, as in all fifth wheels, you're typically gonna have 30-pound tanks. Now, the one benefit that they're doing is you can see how large the door opening is. You could actually upgrade these 30-pound bottles up to 40-pound bottles if you wanted to. Next, we're getting into the area where you're going to be taking care of your water. Love this type of a system. Makes it very, very simple. All you've got to do is follow the diagrams to how you're going to be utilizing your camper while you're camping, whether you're hooked up to water, whether you use your freshwater tank. And then, of course, you have your other ones to fill your freshwater tank, sanitize your system, or winterize. Very simplistic system. Now, one thing I highly recommend, you're gonna be bringing your hoses up through here. Get yourself brass wool and put it around here, because what you're gonna find is you critters love getting into campers. And this way here, that's gonna eliminate that possibility or make it a little bit more difficult. The reason why I say brass wool instead of steel wool is brass wool, less chances of it rusting. So put that around that, and then you're able to put this down here. This is where you bring your water hose as well as your cable connection in the event that you're using that. Now, this does have what we call a black tank rinse. So you can hook your a separate hose up to this if you wish to rinse your black tank while, when you're dumping it. It's a really nice feature to have, and it keeps things from getting clogged. Next, you're gonna have 110 outlet. Now, this is already an heated and enclosed area. However, in the event that you wanted to put an additional heater in here, maybe because you're camping in colder weather or some other type of electronics, maybe you want to charge your batteries for your hand tools, something you can do right here. And then there's one other item I wanted to point out is the fact that it has these sensor lights in here. You can set them where they're on all the time, you can have them off all the time, or you can put it on the sensor, which is the number 2 on the top there. But so that way there, as you open the door, it senses motion, the lights will come on. You're not having to futz around trying to figure out where the lights are when it's dark out. Great little feature to have. Of course, now I know we never show up at a campground when it's dark out, but in the event that you do that or you need to work on this side, you're gonna notice you have a light. It's an LED light, and it's gonna light up this side of the camper for you. Make it a lot easier to see what you're doing. So now earlier I talked about you getting your fifth wheel off of your truck. This is also going to be the controls for your leveling system. Now, the beauty of this is it's the hydraulic leveling system. This is not an electric system. It's electric over hydraulic, or hydraulic over electric. Much more effective as far as for a leveling system. And it is auto leveling as well. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Front living room, and you're going to have little to no outside storage. And that is not the case, because typically with a front living room, this is the only storage other than maybe under the front underbelly where I showed you where the generator was, that you would typically have. However, on this coach, they have solved that problem, and let me show you how much storage you're gonna have on this camper. Now with the storage outside, this is massive. Now, I know you're probably gonna be thinking, well, how the heck did they do this? And we'll share it with you once we get inside. So this is your storage outside. This tray can hold up to 800 pounds, and you can see how far it pulls out. Now, additionally, you can go ahead and access this storage area on the sides. So you have two different doors on either side for you to access this. Now, I have seen some people take kayaks and mount them to the roof here and put them to the forward. All you've got to do is just measure, make sure you have the right size kayak. So as I mentioned earlier about there being cable connections for TVs, that is right here, and you can plug in your TV. And then you just bring the wires out here. Now also, you have, besides for these awnings, you can control them inside, but you can also control them right here. You have the switches, and you can bring them in or put them out. So that way there, maybe if you're a little bit close, maybe your parking spot's a little tight, you're able to stay right out here closer to them. Now for most campers, you spend a lot of time outside. They make it where you have some usable items out here. One, the fact that you have an additional outlet here, so that way there if you're setting a table, maybe you have some type of cooking utensil, maybe a coffee pot, you can set that here. Another big feature is the fact that they've noticed where the outside stereo speakers are. If you recall, on most other fifth wheels, they put them up real high. You're sitting down here in a chair, you're cranking the music, your neighbors are enjoying it, you can't hear them. So this makes it so you can actually enjoy your music. Next, you're going to notice you have two awnings covering your door side. Nice thing with that gives you a lot more shade. They also have the awning lights. Now don't get too excited about those awning lights because those attract bugs. Now they're great for the little quick on, see what you got to do, but most of you're probably not going to do it unless you're doing some fall camping. Okay, so now this comes with a Lippert solid step stairs. Now you have pins where you can adjust how long the legs are so you can make sure that it's level. You want to make sure that whenever you are camping, if you have not leveled your camper, make sure that your door is open, because otherwise, if you're lowering the front, what's going to happen is that's going to be raising this. So you got to be real careful, make sure the door is open so you don't have a problem there. Now, these steps, the nice thing about it is when you're lifting them up, you notice that they're not falling back down. The reason for that is it has a strut inside here, making it easy. Now, in order to put these steps up, this slide out has to be in so you can open the door all the way. Otherwise, this is going to be hitting the door. So keep that in mind. Wipe it down, makes it nice, makes it easy. It's light. You're not going to have to struggle putting this step up or putting it down. So now you're going to love this handle. The handle to help you get in. It stores quite nicely out of the way. You just pull this pin out here. This is going to come out, and notice how what's going to happen is this is going to slide down. Now you have your handle. Makes it a lot easier and much more secure for you to go in and out of your camper. Okay, so now we're going to start with some of the fun things. As you come in the door here, this is your control area. So this is where you're going to control your slides, your awnings, your lights, your water heater. All that's right here. If you had a generator, you control it here. It has a max fan, which we'll go over later. Your air conditioning, this is going to be one AC, one of three. This is where you control. So it's all in one central location, which makes it awesome. Now, the other nice thing, the way this thing's set up, if you ever have guests, this is a bath and a half unit. And what you're able to do is, that way you can close off your bedroom so your guests don't have to go to the master bathroom. So you're going to notice it has a nice backlit medicine cabinet area as well as a regular light. So you don't have to have both on if you don't want to. It also has its own fan, which is controlled down here. These ceilings are pretty tall, so it makes it kind of nice to have a button that you can just reach right here on the wall. So for those of you that have had campers before, you know that floor vents for the heat are just atrocious for collecting things. Popcorn, pet hairs, whatever. The nice thing about this camper you're going to notice is there are no floor vents. Everything is up underneath a cabinet or on the side of a wall. Benefit there is it's blowing across the room and it's not collecting all that debris. For those of you that have had dinette booths before, I know one of the biggest downsides is the knee knockers. You're going to notice on this particular one, you're not going to have that issue because it is bolted to the wall. Now, I know you're probably saying to me, Paul, there's only 2 chairs. That's because there's 2 other chairs that are underneath the master bed. Now, the nice thing is, something you might want to consider, if you're not interested in having people sleeping over, I just recommend you get a sign hanging up front and basically would say cocktails for 6, dinner for 4, sleeps 2, and that will alleviate that issue. Although this camper can sleep up to, I would say, 4 to 6 people. Okay, now, for all the specifications for this camper, please do look below the video and we'll have everything listed down there according to weights, measurements, all that. Any other questions, feel free to reach out to us directly. But you're going to notice that this one here is going to have a nice, large, residential size refrigerator freezer, okay, and with an ice maker. Now, it's a 12 volt. Benefit there is it is going to cool down a lot quicker. You'll have this thing cool down within a couple hours. It's not like the old RV fridges that took us, 12 to 24 hours and you had to be level. That does not affect this 12 volt refrigerator. The next thing you're going to notice in the camper is the size of this cooktop and oven. You're going to see 4 burners instead of your normal 3. And then check out this oven. This oven is big enough to you can actually have your Thanksgiving dinner here in your camper if you wish. Cook a nice sized turkey. Now, it does have lights where it'll light up little lights here for your knobs, and then it all does have a light. Right now the fuse is out, but you can light up so you can actually look through the glass to see what's going on in the oven. Now, this does have a residential style microwave. Now, I know a lot of you are probably saying, Paul, is that a convection microwave? And no, it is not. Since they put a larger size oven in here, they just put the standard microwave for this particular model. So I really like what they have done with the cabinets here. I like the contrast between the kitchen cabinets here versus the island cabinet colors, but moreover is the fact that these are soft closing hinges on this door, as you can see. So I know the ladies and some of the men out there are going to love the size of this sink. It's one large sink with one drain in the middle. I know the downside is it doesn't have an area where you can do dishes. That's easy rectified. All you need to do is get yourself a little Tupperware thing. You can set up a little wash bay on one side and then rinse it and be done with it. Makes it a lot easier, and I think you're going to like being able to clean off the larger items because of it being a much larger sink. Something you're going to notice throughout the camper is that every faucet, your toilets and everything, it has its own shut-off valves. Benefit there for you if for some reason one of those springs a leak, you can shut that source off of the leak and still be able to camp. So when you're looking throughout this camper, what you're going to notice is the fact that they have the regular MCD roller shades, but right behind them, you also have like a little screen. The benefit to you there is these are like the day shades, and then these are the night shades. Now, they're already deeply tinted windows, which helps as far as giving you some privacy. But during the day, you can just pull down the shades, and at night, you bring down the blackout shade. So that way, now that totally blacks out in here. So these little shades here, little screens, whatever you want to call them, they do keep a lot of the heat out as well during the day, but also make it so you can see out, people aren't going to be able to see in. Great place here for you to sit down and relax. You can sit up, you can have 6 people comfortably sit up here, kind of just watch a movie, hang out, catch up, whatever you want to do. But on top of that is these 2 sofas on either side open up to beds. So let's show you what that looks like. So I know some of you might be saying, well, Paul, how does this bed open up? Love the way that they open up. All you're doing is these are little Velcroed on the back. You're just going to take the cushions off. You can just set them over here. And then all you're going to do, it's very easy. You just lift this part up here. Your legs come out. It goes down. And then this part folds right here. And then that's your bed. Now, because we're in your wide body fifth wheel, notice how we have room to walk between this. If we were in our standard 96 wide fifth wheel, you would not have that room to walk between here. They would be right up on top of each other. Now, due to the fact that these are in the slide out, unlike standard in a travel trailer one, you're not going to have the area or the room underneath here, in this area here, located here, for you to actually store any blankets or pillows and so forth. Because that is actually cut into the slide so that it's not too high off of the floor for you. And that's how easy it goes back together. Okay, so you're going to have a little bit of storage up here in these cabinets. Of course, you have the same thing on the other side. You've got your stereo up here, which is going to be coming out of your speakers right here, left and right. And then on top of that, you have some hidden storage behind your electric fireplace. And ladies and gentlemen, that really does work. If you're out camping in the fall and you just want to take a little bit of nip out of the air, that will do it for you. All you do is unlock it there, and then you can just pull it from top here, pull it from the bottom, and you have access to some storage back behind it. It doesn't come out a lot, but it comes out far enough for you to put some things back there. So also you're going to have your 2 recliners here. You've got a nice little area to put your drinks, your cell phone, a little place to charge your cell phone here, either there through 110, or they even have a USB plug on the recliners themselves. Okay, so maybe it's just you and your significant other. You're hanging out, maybe watching a movie, you don't want the bright lights, so you can shut off the lights everywhere else, and if you wanted to, you can go ahead and just dim the lights here in this room. Now, on top of that, let's say you didn't want any of these lights on. As you can see, up along, let me just shut these lights off here for you. And then take a look at the crown molding up here, and take a look at the lighting that's up here, as well as there's some lighting above, behind your TV, and up in this little window area above your TV. And that would give you plenty of light if you're sitting in here watching a movie, and it kind of set the tone for the evening. So I mentioned earlier that this camper has 3 air conditioning units. You have 2 main air conditioners for your main living area, one for the living room, one for the kitchen, and we're going to get to one that's in the bedroom here momentarily. But for the main area, you're going to notice you have the Coleman Mach, and it has it so it's blowing the air directly down on you. They are quiet. I have one of them on right now, and it is on high cool, and you can barely hear it. So they're super quiet. It'll blow out both sides as well as blow down. Now you can go ahead and control that by either shutting these off here, or you can shut off the ends with this little knob on either end of these. So it is controllable. Very nice little system, and I think you'll like it. You'll stay cool. One thing I believe you're going to notice when you're checking out this kitchen is the amount of storage it has. You have the island storage. You have outlets on either side. You have little counter storage to your left here. That could be a little coffee bar with another outlet. You have more cabinet space here. And then on top of that, you have your little pantry over here next to the refrigerator. So I believe definitely adequate storage for you here in the kitchen. Okay, so as we're coming into the bedroom, I think that what you're going to like about it is the fact it has the barn-style doors. And again, as I'd mentioned, if you have guests, then you don't have to worry about them coming into your bathroom here. Now, this is a king bed. If you wanted to, you could have a queen, which would give you a little more room to walk around. On either side of the bed, you're going to notice that you do have a 110 outlet as well as your USB charging. And notice the soft pillow-style backboard that you have, so that if you want to sit and watch TV while you're here, you can. And of course, you're able to check out the window. So if somebody's knocking on your door while you're sleeping, you're able to look right here and see who it is. Now on top of that, they make it really simple, make it easy, comfortable for you. If you need to put your shoes on in the morning, your socks, they got a nice little seat here. On top of that, they've got storage up underneath it. You have storage here, put your jewelry under here, your guns and ammo, whatever you'd like to hide. It's a great little hiding spot. And then below your dresser here, you have a little shoe cubby so you can get them up out of the way. So now, like most RVs, most campers, you're going to have storage under the bed. Now you can see how easily that lifted up. It didn't lift up very high. That direction can be always changed by the direction of that strut if you wanted to. However, if you're changing the mattress and you're putting a heavier mattress in here, it is going to get a little bit more difficult. But you do have access to storage from here, and makes it quite easy for you to put it back down. Now I can tell you, Alliance really thought of everything. For those of you that feel that you need to bring your alarm clock with you, well, they have the place for it. Right here, you're able to plug it in, and the reason why they put it up so high is that way there to make sure that you get up out of bed to shut your alarm off. So the bathroom, I think, is adequate size. You're going to have a nice large shower here. I like the way that they have the door for when you're traveling. It's actually locked forward instead of the ones that lock back. I think it's a nice little thing. You have a little seat here. I know this is kind of tight for me to get in here, but when you're using it, you're not going to be getting into it that direction. You'll actually move this while you're camping and store that back here. That makes it very easy for you to step in. And as you can see, even with my hat on, I think I might be about 6 feet tall with my hat, but you can fit in here quite nicely. The toilet, you're going to notice, is a little electronic toilet. And so you're not having to, it's not the foot pedal push anymore, flush anymore. You have it right on the wall, kind of like what you would see in an Airstream trailers and so forth. Nice, adequate, and take a look at how nice this counter is in this bathroom. Nice rounded sink. Light, it's lit all around your medicine cabinet here. So that way there you don't have to actually leave on the big lights at night. Now here in the master bedroom, you're going to have a ducted Coleman AC. So that's going to duct AC here into the bathroom. This comes an area so you can put some towels and so forth. And then in the event that you wanted to, this is where you're either a all-in-one, so a combo, washer-dryer combo, or a stackable washer-dryer could go. Or you could just use it for storage like many of us do anyway. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 385 FL, meaning front living room paradigm by Alliance RV. For any questions on this particular floor plan, this model, or any other campers, be sure you reach out to us here at Campers Inn. My name is Paul, the Air Force guy. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and comment on this video, and we'll be back again soon. Take care.